Hey there, survivors! It's your girl, Angelic Vixen. So, how's everyone coping after the great server shutdown? It's eerily quiet, right? It's so weird. So, I decided to take this time to, go back in and explore the island. And oh my goodness, it's like meeting an old friend. I mean, it's been ages, and I've realized I really miss this place, like big time. I've been, remembering the good old days with our mischievous friend Quaz. He was like James Bond taking down the alphas from the inside. Or when we turned the tables on our so-called allies from Server 92. Oh yeah, we took back our base and our dinos. And who can forget the epic saga of Lucky Strikes Back? Oh yes, the memories. Of course, that was on Scorched Earth, but it did originate on the island. All of this is just taking me back to the beginning. And in the beginning, we were such noobs. Let me just explain. We picked a primitive server when we first started. So we had no guns, we had no tech. It was just pure survival instinct. But it made us the ARK survivors that we are today, so I definitely appreciate that time. But ARK life got so much easier when we moved to non-primitive server 72. But I mean, really, everything is easier with guns and tech, is it not? And it has me thinking about this in such a deep way, With all of these changes, it feels like we're actually going retro, back to the hardcore days of vanilla ARK. Not as hard as primitive, but definitely, harder than it's been. With no cryopods and no speed boosts, I mean, think about that. It's gonna be a challenge, even for the veterans. Remember the days when taming a dino meant walking it back home, praying an alpha dino didn't snack on it? We lost a few too many dinos to that dreaded walk back, let me tell you. So yes, I will definitely miss the cryopods, very much so. So how do these changes make you feel? I mean, removing the cryopod issue, because that's one thing, but speed was like, our secret weapon. This is going to change our gameplay completely. Will it not? I mean, many of us lived perfectly fine without cryopods. If you started in the beginning, you had none of that. But speed? Are you serious right now? Speed is everything in this game. You had an edge when you raised your speed. So how do you feel about this? I am actually intrigued. I am very curious how this is gonna go, and I'm actually excited to see how that's gonna play out. So I definitely want to cover some of the main things that me and Beast have been talking about this speed change. Definitely chime in the comments and let us know what you think, or if you've thought of other things that the speed change is definitely going to, alter. So the first thing right off the top, the speed run to easily level up is completely out the door. You will have to do this in an entirely different way. You will not be able to do this on foot. You will also have to get very creative with your taming, because you will no longer be able to outrun some of them. And that was always very beneficial, so you didn't have to use a trap. I mean, think about these. This is an amazing opportunity for all of us, but yes, it is going to be very challenging. We know this game, we know how to play this game, but there are so many changes that happen just with this speed issue that ultimately we're gonna have to relearn how to play the game based on these changes. So, survivors, since, we won't be using our points for speed, where will you likely shift your stats to make it easier to keep yourself alive? All of these things are now going to come into play. And if you can't do the run, right, how do you intend to level up? And let's not forget PvP, because speed and PvP go hand in hand. You had a huge edge with upping your speed in PvP. So how, PvPers, will you navigate this change? We're gonna have to think more strategic. We're clearly gonna have to think of things, in a different way, thinking outside the box, because it's going to become insanely more challenging with this slight change. But I mean, again, to be transparent, I'm actually so excited about these changes because it will show all of us what we're made of. It's gonna push us to up our survivor skills. And I mean, reality is we're gonna have to learn to adapt and overcome, even if we've been playing this game since the beginning. It's like a whole new world out there, and I can't wait to see how we all rise to this challenge. I mean, we're basically doomed, but in the best possible way. Now spill the beans, okay? Where are you gonna be setting up camp? I bet the beaches are going to be packed because, I mean, less scary dinos are on the beaches, right? Oh, and I don't wanna forget to mention this. Let's chat about the new mini map. That is gonna be a great addition to the game. What do you think about it? I'm loving it. I'm very excited about it. I do feel like that's gonna be a great addition to our gameplay. But I wanna hear from all of you. What stood out to you from the community crunch? Drop your thoughts on the cryopods and the speed adjustments and anything else you wanna talk about. Let's get this conversation started. I wanna hear from all of you. How do you feel about this? And what do you think is gonna be the hardest thing going forward? So that's all I have for you for this video. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to like and subscribe. I will be uploading videos every week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.